Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday. Lainey Savante Woken here. We are 1 week away to the Virtual Holistic Summit, and you could feel the energy in the air. People are getting excited, and this is truly a virtual day of healing in store for you from global healers from literally all over the world coming together in one accord to provide solutions and new wisdom for you, for your family, from children all the way to seniors. We have something for you. And I'm so honored to have our platinum sponsor here, Doc Edwards with Mama's Chiropractic here in Fort Myers, Florida. I know there are people from all over the world, but you need to know about this gentleman and his practice and the wonderful work he's doing for families. So, Doc Edwards, welcome. So glad to have you here and part
Oh,
of
thanks, Lee.
this.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. When we started talking about it, after we saw how successful the first summit was, and that this one was going to have a focus in with children and families, I said this is absolutely something we have to be a part of. So thank you for the invitation.
Oh, well, it's a pleasure and thank you. I mean, you've made a big difference in making this happen. We know that we attempted to do this live and COVID pivoted us over and over, and the solution is here. And I think you're in for an experience, and everybody. I have been telling people, no, this is not a Facebook Live or a Zoom. This is a new state-of-the-art technology. And I think as doctors and all these healing practitioners, we need to stay ahead of what we're doing to bring the information and the wisdom out so our patients can have the best care. You do that. And I think this event is one of those platforms that is here to stay. I don't know. Have you been doing more virtual learning and teaching online for
Yeah,
your patients?
I have. Life is really about adaptation. I mean, that is the kind of the core. It works really well with what we do as chiropractors. What our job mainly is helping the brain and body talk better to adapt to outside forces. And so there's no bigger, metaphor than what we're all living through right now, and having to, as you said, pivot, but also be resilient. A lot of people when they're looking at how do we raise healthy families, how do we raise healthy children, a lot of times they felt very confident in how they were moving through the world, and most people are until a major change happens, when something kind of forces you out of your lane. And so that is where I'm seeing a lot of parents right now, and why I think events like this right now are so important, because it's going to help redirect people back into where their values are. One of the things I like to say is that the only place I see confidence come before courage is in the dictionary. And so if we can find that courage inside to try new things, to figure out new ways to help make us, I keep on coming back to this word values, because when you are, as a parent, I'm a father of three, and as I'm raising, three young children, the thing that I always have to think about is, how do I keep them safe? How do I help show them the right way to do things? And just because the external circumstances have changed, that doesn't necessarily mean I have to change how I do what I do. There may be some of the things that I have to do as far as what we choose for school and that kind of thing because of the external circumstances, but the underlying values need to stay the same in order for them to be able to grow up in an environment where they're strong, where they're resilient to these kinds of things as well. And I think that's what these opportunities show them how to do, that we as grownups don't quit, right? We just figure out new ways to do it.
No question. I don't even know. I don't even know how to follow up with that, but I'll try. Two things. One, I'd love to give people just a little overview of what Mama's Chiropractic is all about, what you offer, and then how you'll be participating at your virtual booth and at the virtual summit with your organization.
Yeah, sure. So for those people who don't know who I am and what I do, as a chiropractor, most of our practice is mostly expecting moms. We call it perinatal care. So everything from fertility through into the pregnancy journey, the birth journey, and then postnatally. And then we also have a special focus in on pediatrics. That's new for a lot of people in Southwest Florida, but not new for a lot of people around the world. There's an
Mm-hmm.
international organization that teaches chiropractors how to take care of the special population. I'm one of the lead instructors for that organization. So I train really the doctors who get super drooly about birth when they talk about birth and pregnancy. I'm the one who teaches those doctors about advanced pregnancy techniques. We produce a lot of research. So really, truly in our area, you kind of have an expert in your backyard, so to speak. But our practice, we have 3 locations and multiple doctors that work with us who all have a little bit special sauce. We've
Yeah.
got work really in the fertility realm. We have functional medicine involved with our practice. It's really a place for whole family health care, right? And it's the orientation is a little bit different. A lot of people grow up in a medicine cabinet thinking the reason that they have allergies is because they didn't take enough Benadryl, right? But the
Right.
parents who ride with us are interested in more than just a place where they get their back cracked. What
More
we are,
integrative work,
yeah,
probably.
yeah, well, in addition to just like that integrative piece, that's exactly right. But we function a lot more like a college, and that's really what we're going to be bringing to the summit. I've had
Nice.
a video podcast called One Belly, Two Brains. That's the foundation for the book that I've written, all about that idea that during that pregnancy journey, it's one belly in there, but you've got two nerve systems that are developing. And so, what's the best way to make a path through that? So during the summit, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be introducing people to that work. We've got a lot of videos that have gone, so to speak, exponential around the world, and
Yeah.
those are pretty well known. But it's an opportunity for local people and people around the world who are coming into the summit to learn a little bit more. If you're an expecting mom, if you are a parent of children under toddlers and little kids, there's definitely some information that we want you to have so that you can go back into the real world, so to speak, on Monday with some new tools, right? Whether that's finding providers in your area, whether if you're local into our area, being able to find a provider that vibes with you and how you want to experience this journey with your family. That's what the purpose is, why we wanted to be sponsors.
Blessings. It's so wonderful. Thank you so much. I also just wanted to share with the audience, when you become an all access pass ticket holder, you also enter not only to the amazing education that you're going to learn in classes, in several exhibitor booths and movement classes and everything else, but we have a mega raffles that's really popular. We're going live with it at the event, and we have over 50 items. And we're so blessed that Mama's Chiropractic has gifted, is it a year's worth of chiropractic family care? I mean, it's amazing,
Yeah,
$4,500 value.
we've never done anything like this before.
Wow.
When people ask me to do giveaways, we never give away care in our office. Usually we have a waiting list for
Sure.
chiropractic care, which, that's just, a measurement of the success for some folks. But, that's why we had to open a second location, was because people from down south in Naples and Bonita Springs, Fort Myers, they just couldn't make it over the bridge to get Coral or all the way up to Northport.
Yes.
We ended up just opening up a new location because of that. And so one of the ways that we're trying to help families in our community is by making chiropractic available for any family anywhere. And this is something that I think that it's definitely several $1,000s worth of value.
Yes.
We're usually a kind of practice in our philosophy that we try to make care more affordable than a copay. But again, people come to us like a college. They don't just come up to us for a one-off kind of like, I want to get cracked like a glow stick, like I see on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
They come in,
Right.
getting children under chiropractic care looks completely different. Just like if we were going to sit down for a Thanksgiving meal, you would have a grown-up size portion, your kids would have a different size portion. Same thing for chiropractic care. So truly to be able to deliver that expert level care for one lucky family for an entire year, that's
Oh,
something
chills.
been offered before. And
I
so,
just wish I had you when my kids were little. That's all I can say. And
yeah.
my goal, my hope is that people around the world more become so attuned into the important work that you're doing. And the more you can do online and teach these classes, I think people are just thirsty and hungry for it. I work with people. My daughter lives in Australia, and she tells me just sort of the consciousness down there, which is highly conscious. I just think the whole world needs to really start awakening to the need to start in utero all the way through, and you're doing that, so thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All
Yeah,
right,
it's
go ahead.
yeah, pleasure.
All right, so everyone, please, we have 1 week left. Tickets actually close in sales this Friday. To get your all access pass to everything that we've talked about today, and probably so much more, including, I think, a digital tote bag worth hundreds of dollars of special offers, including stuff from Mama's Chiropractic. Go to holisticwellnesssummit.com, get your ticket there, add on a little bit more. You can have a separate computer for your child. We have a kids Zoom room. That is a Zoom room with top of the line best-selling authors and edutainment educators all day long, providing really valuable information. If your child wants to be on one computer and you want to be on another computer doing the adult things, we have that covered. Go look at what we have at holisticwellnesssummit.com. We will see you there. Thank you, Doc, for taking the time this morning.
Absolutely, Lainey. It's a pleasure, and I'll see you at the summit.
All right, sounds good. Bye, everyone.